Good morning. Welcome to Reading the Science of Mind in 1 Year. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the Center for Spiritual Living Common Ground in Central Maryland. Today is June 9th. And so, what we do is we listen to the reading for the day, share perspectives that come alive in us in this moment about that, and then we do a 5 minute meditation practice followed by a spiritual mind treatment. So let's get started. Reading for June 9th, Science of Mind, A Philosophy, a Faith, a Way of Life by Ernest Holmes. Reading from page 222, paragraph 4, through page 223, paragraph 2, using inclusive language. How habits are acquired and treated. What is a habit? A habit is desire objectified, the continuous character of one's thoughts and feelings. Desire for something that will give satisfaction. At the root of all habit is one basic thing, the desire to express life. There is an urge to express in all people, and this urge, operating through the channels of creative mind, looses energy into action and compels the individual to do something. Back of all this desire is the impulse of spirit to express. In people, this impulse must express at the level of their consciousness. For each, for the joy of working, and each in their separate star shall paint the thing as they see it, for the God of things as they are. Some express themselves constructively and some destructively. Suppose a person who has a liquor habit comes to you to be healed. You would not treat that habit. You would not pray for the person to be healed. You would know that you are dealing with a person who has the desire to express life and who, for the moment, thinks they must express it in terms of intoxication. They once thought this expressed reality to them. They now know that it does not, but they cannot, with mere willpower, stop it, for the habit appears to have taken complete possession of them. We might well remember always that unless we control thought, it will control us. In giving treatment, first recognize who and what this person is, saying something like this. This person is the full and complete expression of truth, and as such they are free from any sense of limitation. They are not bound by any sense of inferiority, which they need to cover up, for they are a unique individuality expressing all the attributes of God. They are free from any delusion or fear of delusion. They know that the spirit of truth within them is complete and always satisfied. They have no longing outside of the longing to express their own divinity, and they have the assurance that they shall be able to gratify this. Blessed are they who do hunger and thirst after righteousness, right living, for they shall be filled. This thing which calls itself the liquor habit has no power over them and cannot operate through them. By the power of this word which I am now speaking, this habit is completely destroyed and forever obliterated. Then mentally see them free and harmoniously expressing life and happiness. I'm just talking away and didn't even realize I wasn't up on the screen. My apologies. Um, Holmes's discussion, exploration of habits, um, I think is spot on, because I think sometimes we get lost in why the habits got created versus understanding that while they may have served a purpose, they're not necessary, right? And they're only serving the lie, they're not serving the truth of us. Now, this is not true of all habits, let's be real. Um, there are many, many habits. I mean, anything that we do on a regular basis creates a habituated, automated behavior. Driving our cars, taking showers, getting dressed, how we put our shoes and socks on. There's that whole, are you a shoe, tie, or some variation of that. Um, it's the habits that are operating to quash who we are that are the challenge for us. Um, Habits that misrepresent who we are, habits that are oftentimes generational learning in our families that we have experienced as it's just always been this way. And we've never taken the time to explore these habits. Um, a lot of habits we call traditions, right? They're still habits nonetheless. And maybe they need to change, maybe they don't. I'm simply offering the idea to explore, to question, because my whole thing is question everything. Question everything I say. I question everything I say. I question everything I think. Uh, that's how I am constantly learning and evolving. Okay? Um, when I have a thought, whose voice is that? Whose words are those? Is that authentically me, or is that something I heard? Right? Because if I'm unwilling to challenge it, well, how profound can it be? Um, Truth. This is one of the things that I've learned. The truth can withstand any challenge. Any challenge. And Dr. Pierre Grimes taught me that in analytical philosophy in ministerial school. The truth can withstand any examination. So look at your habits. Do they serve you? Um, they bring up, Holmes brings up the one about drinking. But man, there's lots of other habits, right? Um, Lots of habits. Do they serve us? How do they serve us? Is it something that we're just doing out of automation, or is it something that we're actually choosing? Imagine your life so empowered that you are aware and intentional about everything you do. That even what we call habits, you are aware that you're choosing to engage in it in this moment. That's an empowered, aware life. Maybe it's something you want to explore, maybe not. The beauty of it is, it's totally up to you. Totally up to you. Uh, that's all that I have in the context of this reading. I'm stopping myself from slipping into
tangent on substance use and misuse or any of that, because that's actually not what the reading is about. It's about habits. So I'm going to stop here and take us into our time of meditation and contemplation. one life, one power, one breath, one substance that is the source of this one life, that is this one life, that is the breath, that is the desire objectified as form, nameless, because it cannot be limited by a single name, a single concept. And yet we know it by many, many names. God, the Great Spirit, the universe, great mystery, and so many more. And it is each of these names and more and none. It is the substance of all that is. And so it must be the substance of me. This life that I'm living must be a desire of this infinite oneness, objectified, expressing in form. And what is true of me must be true of all, each and every form, each and every person, an objectified desire of this infinite beingness to experience itself, to express itself as each and every individualization of it. So, knowing this, I claim and affirm the awareness of the activity of that within and as each expression of it. That there is no habit that obscures the truth of being in any expression of divinity. That each and every one of us is awakening to the intentionality of our beingness and opening to deeper and deeper understandings that each is a divine, intentional, on purpose, one of a kind, never to be repeated desire of this infiniteness of creation to experience itself as this individualized expression. That we are each an expression of it, a desire of it, made in the image and likeness of it, made out of it, by it, to express it. And so we open to living in awareness, in intentionality, in purpose, knowing the truth of our being. We celebrate it, we embrace it, we embody it, we be it. We recognize that within us is that same desire simply to express. When we choose the activity of clarity, when we choose that divine yes to simply show up and be exactly what we are here to be, that divine expression of life. And knowing that the activity within this perfect design of life that we call law, because it responds lawfully to every activation of it, responds the same no matter who's using it or how they're using it or what they're using it for. Law simply says yes because it is that actor within the creative process of the beingness of life that's simply responding to itself. It's simply responding to its desire to express and unfolding infinite intelligence to make it all happen. It is that process between desire and objectification where law says, I got this, and makes it happen. So I know that the word spoken this morning has already been fulfilled. It's already done. And so I can release any ideas, any confusions, any delusional thinking that would suggest that the human me needs to make anything happen, freeing me to follow the signs, freeing me to follow the path of expression that lead to greater expression of life itself as me and as every other expression of it. And so I let go. I let go. And I step into that perfect experience of life today. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.